I'm Jeff here with Atomic Gamer, and we're here with
Roger Smith, associate producer and multiplayer producer of Red Faction Armageddon.
the biggest thing I think is most people have been asking about is why are we going underground?
Well, pretty much, over the last 10 years, there's been a lot of war going on the surface of Mars. It's been torn apart. So the civilians that were on the surface had to eventually move underground and restart civilization underneath the surface of Mars. I mean, ever since the terraformer, got destroyed, there's really no way for it to be truly habitable for the humans. So they had to move underground and just restart life down there. So that's why we've had to move underground and pretty much start civilization over down there.
There's tons of new weapons. I mean, or maybe not tons of new weapons, but at least a lot of interesting new weapons. What's your favorite?
Hands down, the magnet gun. I mean, the thing I love about the magnet gun is you literally turn your whole world into a weapon. It's one thing to shoot bullets or shoot electric bolts or shoot a bomb, but when you can tear a side of a building and send them flying into the aliens, or you can grab an explosive barrel and send it to like a group of creepers crawling on the ground. I mean, once you turn the whole world into a weapon, it turns more into like a thinking man shooter, and that's what has me the most excited about using the magnet gun more so than any other weapon in our game.
Now, Red Faction Guerrilla was somewhat open world, where you could go around and even if you just wanted to break buildings, and there were all kinds of goals even just for that. Are we going to see that again?
You can deviate a little bit, but the path, since we have more of like a story-based incentive for this game, is going to be more like point A to point B type of action. So you won't get to like venture way off into the other side of Mars and just kind of do different activities, But there'll be different like corridors, and there'll be different areas for you to kind of venture off a little bit, but it won't be as open world as Red Faction Guerrilla. It's more linear, more strong story-based, and that's what we're really pushing for with the title.
In Guerrilla, there was the sort of native peoples the Marauders that were part of the story. But I always felt like it wasn't really the story didn't get that far. Like it's almost like the game had to end before the Marauder story really got to get its place. Are we seeing more of that now?
Absolutely. I can't go too deep into the details, but please believe that the Marauders will have a much larger role in Red Faction Armageddon. And once you play the game, you'll see how it all takes place. All right.
And one more question. With multiplayer, I think a lot of people in Guerrilla really were surprised at how fun the multiplayer was. I think most people didn't expect much. But then with the building destruction being in there, the leveling system, I think a lot of people were surprised about it. Are you guys ready to talk about anything with multiplayer?
Well, being the multiplayer producer in the project, I can only say a little bit. It's going to be a co-op experience separate from single player, but it's going to be telling its own story. It won't be Darius' story, but our story in multiplayer is going to kind of intertwine, with what happens in single player. Other than that, I've been told I got to keep my mouth shut.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that's all we have. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thanks.